Hello, Elizabeth here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a rhinestone pen with this daisy flower pattern. I'd put the difficulty level for this pen at a medium. It's definitely more challenging than some basic stripes, but it's still pretty simple and achievable. I'm going to walk you through everything step by step. I started with a PaperMate InkJoy gel pen. For this project, I used 3mm rhinestones in blue AB, yellow AB, and jelly white. You can totally do this same flower design with other stone sizes, and I'll walk you through how to adapt the pattern for other sizes in just a minute. My favorite glue for rhinestone projects is called Gem Tack by the brand Beacon, and I transfer it into a precision tip bottle. I like to use a wax pencil that can be sharpened to pick up and place my rhinestones. You can find links to the products I'm using in the description of this video. I don't want to keep this clip on the pen, so I broke it off with my fingers and used a piece of sandpaper to file that little remaining nub until it was completely smooth with the rest of the pen. Next, I sanded the entire surface of the pen to rough up the surface, which will help the glue and the rhinestones adhere to it better. Then I used a lint-free wipe and some rubbing alcohol to remove the dust and any dirt or oil that could be on the surface of the pen. I applied a thin line of gem tack around the tip of the pen just before it tapers, and used my wax pencil to pick up and place blue rhinestones all the way around. I could have fit 11 stones per row, but for my flower pattern I needed 10 in each row. So I added a tiny bit of space in between each stone for even spacing all the way around the pen. Here is a visual template of the pattern I'll be using for this pen. So with this 3mm size, I can fit 10 stones in each row, and for the flowers, I need 3 stones in the widest part across the middle with 2 stones in the rows above and below. So to do 2 flowers side by side, I'll need 6 stones total where they're the widest, leaving me 4 extra stones for a total of 10. So I'll put 2 blue stones on each side in between the flowers where they are the widest, and in the rows with the tops and bottoms of the flower, I'll have 3 blue stones on each side in between the flowers. You can adapt this pattern for any stone size. So for example, if you were using a smaller size stone and you can fit 12 stones in each row, you'll still need the same amount of stones for your flowers, but you can add extra stones in between them. So in this case, you'd have 3 stones on each side between the flowers at their widest, and 4 stones between the tops and bottoms. If you could fit 14 stones per row, you'd have 4 stones between your flowers, and so on and so forth. I know that's a lot of numbers, hopefully this makes sense. But if you're using 3mm stones like I am, you can just do exactly what I'm doing, which is this pattern right here. You can go ahead and take a screenshot of this if you'd like to refer back to it while you're working. So following this pattern, in the second row I did 2 white stones, followed by 3 blue stones, and then another 2 white stones followed by 3 blue stones. In the next row, I placed a yellow stone between the 2 white stones in the previous row, and a white stone on either side of the yellow stone. And I filled the spaces between with 2 blue stones on each side. At this point, now that my foundation has been set, I like to place dots of glue instead of lines, since I know exactly where each stone will be placed. It helps to reduce the mess and not waste any excess glue. In the fourth row, I did 2 more white stones on either side of the yellow stone from the previous row to complete the flowers, with another 3 blue stones in the spaces between. Then I did 2 rows of just blue stones to create some space before the next set of flowers. If you have some white glue spilling out between your stones, don't worry, it will dry clear and you won't notice it when you're done. For the next section of the pen, I wanted my flowers to be in between the 2 flowers from the first section so that they alternate and are visible on all sides of the pen. So the sets of 2 white stones in this row are going to line up with the 2 blue stones that are in between the first set of flowers. And from here, the pattern will continue the same way as before, just with this shifted placement. So you'll fill in your blue stones in the empty spaces, and then in the next row you'll have your yellow stone with 2 white stones around it, just like before. And for the next section, the placement of the flowers will be back to where the first set was. So your white stones in this row will line up with the 2 white stones in the first set of flowers. This pattern will continue for the rest of the pen, alternating the placement of your flowers back and forth as you go. The amount of rows you complete in total will depend on the size of stones you're using. I ended up with 9 sets of flowers and a bit of space left at the end that was too small for one more set of flowers. Of course, you can choose to finish off your pen however you like. I chose to do 3 rows of blue instead of 2 rows after my final set of flowers. And I still had a bit of space, so finally I did 2 rows of the yellow stones I used in the centers of my flowers. And when you're finished, the end result will look something like this. The colored stones I used are a bit translucent, and because of the AB finish, the blue and the yellow stones don't have a hugely noticeable color difference on the black pen. If you want a more stark contrast and opaque color on your stones, you can certainly use solid color jelly stones that don't have an AB finish. Your flower pattern will be beautiful, your pen just won't be quite as sparkly. Try this out in all different color combos for a gorgeous springy collection of pens. Make sure you let the glue fully cure for at least 7 days before using. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting me know what sort of projects you'd like to see in the future. See you later!